Hey! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau, episode 6. I am Paul Goneau. This gentleman to my left is my Muay Thai training partner. He's a hockey player, minor league hockey coach, and one of 14 Jon Jones fans left in the world. Kevin Muise, everybody.
14 million, maybe?
14 million. Yeah,
still a lot of us.
Give or take, 10 million.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I know we made a bet.
Yeah.
About waxing. So, Conor McGregor fight. Obviously, I picked McGregor. Obviously, he lost. And I can't even...
knocked out.
I can't even hate because it was a really good fight. And, like, man, if that fight and all those press conferences and stuff don't make you see McGregor's growth, I don't know what will, man.
I don't know. I feel like he's done that the last few build-ups. Like, Donald Cerrone, he was a new changed man. He can't, I'm going to fight 4 times this year.
Well, I don't think necessarily he approached this as, like, I'm this new changed man. And maybe that kind of was how it was, I don't know, presented earlier on, but just from the beginning of his career, like seeing the original press conference with him and Dustin Poirier to the one that just happened, like...
Yeah, it's definitely different.
I'm just super happy. I think a lot of McGregor... It's not hard for people to say they're McGregor fans
It's
anymore.
more at my... Like, I'm not the biggest fan of chucking bottles with the Diaz brothers, throwing
and like I've been a fan. I've been a fan since day one, but I just don't think that he needed that. I like the loudmouth stuff and him, his outrageous behavior, but to a limit. You know what I mean? Like he punched that old guy in the bar. It's like that's the kind of thing where you're just like you don't want to think about as a McGregor fan, but it happened, and I'm just happy that he's not douchey McGregor anymore.
Yeah. It's
I'm looking
better
forward
for sure.
to 3.
It's better.
So anyways, our bet was shaving the armpits and chest. So I don't know. I shaved about 2 weeks ago.
Waxing.
That's what I said? What did I say?
Shaving.
Yeah. No. Waxing the chest and armpits. All right. And I shaved about 2 weeks ago. So we'll probably do the waxing video in about 2 weeks. And it's not gonna be impressive. Like you're not waiting for much, but I feel like there should be at least a little growth before
If you've ever done it, have you ever waxed anything before?
No. Have you, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know, me and Kevin have like a long history of like doing bets. I've worn lipstick at work. We worked together. That's how we met. And what was the other one? What fight was that? But he waxed his leg. We bet one leg wax.
The lipstick was Khabib McGregor. And then the leg waxing was Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway. And I had Ortega. He got fucked up. But yeah,
he ended up waxing one leg once.
Just the one leg was honestly like, it was funny because I could go around and like I'd be wearing shorts and it's like one leg smooth, one leg's like hairy, and I just looked like an absolute idiot.
Should have got one of those outfits where like half of your body is like a woman and half is like a man.
It made for a funny story. Like I didn't hide it. Like I actually like would show people all the time. I remember being at a party and we had the UFC card on. I think it was when Jones fought Gustafsson the second time. Mm-hmm. And there's a bunch of people I'd never even met them before, and I'm just like showing. I'm like, yeah, look at my leg. Like I lost the bet. Like it just was like a fun story for me. So it was worth it.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
I actually saw the video recently. I was going through some videos that I had uploaded from my phone onto the computer, and that was one of them. Good times, man. I remember we did like a donut challenge, and I fucking it was me, you, and AJ.
Yeah.
And I probably didn't have Krispy Kremes for fucking half a year, man.
Well, we tried to see who could eat a dozen the fastest. I think you got to like 8, 7.
Yeah, 8. I got up there. I was okay. So AJ obviously was winning basically the whole time. He's a beast.
Yeah.
And I was, I think, ahead of you by one donut, and then I puked.
Yeah.
And
you were going faster, and in my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go faster. So I was like, I just have to hope he can't make it all the way, and I just have to get like one more donut than him. So I kind of slowed down a bit.
I'd like to try to do it again, but I wouldn't do cream donuts.
No.
I would just strictly plain.
That made it a little hard.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But that fight was good, man. And did you see McGregor's leg? In all honesty,
the Poirier one.
He didn't, when he went down, he didn't look like he was done. Like, in his face, he looked, like, worn out, like, and like, kind of, like, frustrated. You know, he didn't look like he couldn't fight anymore. But, and it got called pretty quick. I'm not going to debate it.
Leg kicks will do that to you, though.
Oh, dude.
Leg kicks,
triple the size.
The fighters are tough. Like, the leg kicks hurt, but it's not enough pain for them to quit. It's just, it does so much damage that they can't use the leg. Especially the calf kicks. Like, they say, it, like, not damages the nerve, but I guess it kind of shuts it down in the moment. Where, like, your leg actually stops working.
All those American top team dudes, that's... like all like a part of their repertoire, like that exact kick.
It's coming like in with every fighter. It's going to slowly but surely. It's kind of like the new, like when MMA first started, everyone had their own style. Then everyone started learning jiu-jitsu because Royce Gracie tapped everyone out. So you had to learn jiu-jitsu, otherwise you can't compete. And then you had like wrestlers come in. You had like Ken Shamrock, Mark Coleman, wrestlers. Randy Couture, once we get a little later on, just dominate with the wrestling. So you have to learn takedown defense. You have to learn wrestling. Otherwise, you can't compete. And leg kicks is kind of the new version of that. Well, not leg kicks, I should say, the calf kick. Over the past couple of years, you've seen it. If you don't know it's coming, if you don't know how to defend it, if you're not using it, you're a step behind everybody.
Yeah, and then your mobility's done.
Yeah.
That's it. And, what happened to McGregor is going to happen to most people.
Yeah. And, he
was walking with the cane after the fight and shit. It was fucking hilarious, man.
He's known as a striker, too. So it's not like the calf kicks are only effective against guys who don't know how to stand up and are strictly grapplers. Like, it's being proven. It's being used against, a lot of people would argue McGregor is one of the best strikers in the UFC.
Yeah.
And it's that effective.
Well, and now I think, like, Holloway, I think, like his last fight has definitely put him up. Like he's definitely in the spotlight. He was already there, again.
But yeah,
he was. But then I
rose
think
back to the top.
Yeah, he lost one fight. Who did he?
He lost to
he lost his belt.
What's the guy's name? The Russian dude.
But then it was like I felt like maybe it's like maybe he started off early. And I thought maybe that would be it. That was going to be him losing steam. Yeah. And I'm just I've always been a fan of his because he's such a positive guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just, probably the best performance I've ever seen since I've been watching MMA.
Yeah, what's interesting to me about it is, I don't know if you know this, but this camp, he didn't spar. He decided to make that change.
I heard that during the fight.
He's like, what do I need to spar for? He's like, I know how to fight. I'm just going to do my conditioning, make sure I'm in shape. I already know how to fight. I don't need to get punched in the head for 3 months before.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best performances he's ever had. So
yeah, I think it's gonna lead to more people trying it, and then I don't think it's gonna work for everybody.
No, it's definitely not. No.
And I'm happy. I'm happy that the Logan Paul Mayweather fight may never happen. I'm going to be honest. He was originally supposed to be on. We were going to do a review of that fight because I'm going to be starting another segment. Actually, I'm starting a new segment today called Bad Choices. And then, I'm going to start doing a review segment. The first one was going to be the fight.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, it's not going to do that. So I'm going to be reviewing the Justice League Snyder Cut with Cocoluzzi in March. So that should be cool.
Yeah.
But, in all honesty, like, it says postpone, but man, I don't want it to happen.
It says postpone. It says they're still they're working on a date.
There's not
as soon
enough
as possible.
I was reading and shit like that. It's like, who's really interested in that?
It's a little surprising, a little not. Like, I can see, my point of view, it's not that I had no interest in it, it's that I know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Like,
do I really think Logan Paul is going to beat Floyd Mayweather?
Does he even have, like...
No.
Like, a chance?
No. He's bigger. He's bigger, you can knock him out. I don't think so. You got Floyd Mayweather.
I don't think that matters.
His style in boxing, he's known as very defensive. The one knock I hear on him the most from people is it can get a little boring because he's so defensive and he's just hard to hit. He just dances around. If he's so good at defensive and not getting hit, how's Logan Paul going to hit him?
Yeah.
He's been training boxing for what?
Yeah, like, could he take McGregor? Definitely not. McGregor couldn't take Mayweather. It's like, just do the math. There's not even... He's a less of a chance.
There's levels to it that people who have never even stepped in the gym one time understand. It's... do you think you could beat Tom Morello in a guitar fucking competition?
Yeah. Not at all.
Absolutely not. The guy's playing guitar his whole life. He's a professional, like, one of the best. Floyd Mayweather is arguably the best boxer of all time. Just
the conditioning to go that long at such, like, high performance. Yeah. Like, it's... I mean...
It's tougher than it seems. It's 8... I think it was going to be 2-minute rounds. It could have been 3, but... 8 2-minute rounds. 16 minutes. People think, I could do... Well... It's 8 2-minute rounds. Yeah, you might be able to do, 2 minutes hard in the gym, 1 minute break 8 times, like rounds like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when it's 2 minutes of a guy trying to punch you in the face. Yeah. Like, it's hard. Just, we've been doing Muay Thai for a bit now together, and, I mean, what's it like 1 round in the bag?
Yeah, exactly. That's all, like, I think. And
how long does that 3 minutes feel on the bag?
My cardio is the worst part of everything, and I'm not that good. That says a lot.
And that bag's not trying to hit you.
No, exactly, yeah.
So, it's, I don't know, it was very far-fetched to think that Logan Paul had any of a chance. If it does happen, if anything, it's buying him more time. It's not going to help.
It is, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen, man. No. I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't want it to happen, so I don't really care. Yeah. But if it does, we'll do a review. Yeah. It'll be what it is.
I think it could. I mean, Jake Paul is fighting Ben Askren. That's official.
Oh, that's real now, eh?
Yeah, I forget the date. I think it's April something.
Oh, we were talking about that. You're not a fan, eh?
No, it's ridiculous. I hate it so much because, like, I mean, call me a hater if you want of the Paul brothers. Like, I don't hate them as people. I hate them for the way they conduct their business. It's like, you talk shit to put your name in the hat to get these big money fights, and you just go out there, you get your ass kicked. Well, I mean, Jake Paul won his last fight. He fought but Logan Paul's situation with the KSI guy or whatever, went out there, got his ass kicked, and it's he was tough, went out there, he took some shots, and tough guy, he took his loss like a man, whatever. It's like, what happened to all the shit talk before? Now, like, we just forget about all that? Like,
I guess, like, I get it. Like, money is important, man, but it's not everything. You know what I mean? It's not everything.
I flip it on them, like, well, what happened? You talked so much shit. You were so sure. Like, what happened, man? What happened? What happened? You were so sure you were going to kick his ass. You got your ass kicked. Like, what happened? Now you look like an idiot.
Who?
Jake
talking about
Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Well, more specifically, Logan. Jake didn't lose, so if he loses,
how many fights has?
It's
Jake...
not just him. To be fair, like, I do the same thing with McGregor.
Yeah.
When he's talking all that shit to Khabib, and Khabib smashed him, and it's like, the fuck happened, man? Like, what the fuck happened? You were so confident. You were going. He took that to a personal level too. So it was like,
Yeah, that one was one of the feuds, I think, that just went too far.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, if McGregor can show respect to people like Cowboy and Poirier, like, don't act like you don't have some sort of amount of respect for Khabib, because, like, I mean, his record's better than yours.
Way better.
Like, I mean, on my list, I mean, I don't want to... Fuck.
Should we talk about it? Get into it now.
We can do top 5 now. Fuck it. All right.
We can do the fighters now anyway.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. Let's just do them all, bro, and then we'll get into some other shit. I'm excited to start this fucking. Where did I put the cards? This bad choices shit. But give me your top 5 first
for fighters.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm taking it kind of like favorites, not necessarily best.
Okay.
A bit of both.
Okay.
My favorite fighter all time, Damian Maia. Like a 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, something like that. The absolute purist of jiu-jitsu and MMA. Just the way he carries himself, the most humble guy you'll meet, the most respectful fighter you'll meet. Even when the other guys are trash talking, he doesn't trash talk back. It's not his game.
Mm-hmm.
Brazilian guy, the English barrier's there anyways. So even if he tried, I'm sure it would be tough. But it's, he has a quote, something along the lines of a reporter asking him what his goal is for the fights or whatever, like what his ultimate. He's like, my goal in the fight is to defeat my opponent without hurting them. And it's like, you know, you're in a fight. Like, that's kind of a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, not a lot of people would say that.
But he does it. Like, he's won fights. He threw 1 punch, 2 punches, 3 punches. You look at the Carlos Condit fight. He threw, like, 1 feint, took him down, maybe threw 5 shots of ground and pound while advancing to take his back, submitted him rear naked choke, 2 minutes. Didn't hurt him, just put him to sleep. Fought a guy, Lyman Good. He actually took his back standing up. I think he threw 2 punches the whole fight. Got a hold of him, took his back, he threw maybe 2 shots, softened up, choke, submitted him. I don't know, I can't get enough of him. Like, it's like my number one. He's never been a champion. He's fought for the belt twice. Mm-hmm. So even in terms of like best fighters, he's not in that top tier, but he's that like tier below for me. Donald Cerrone area, maybe a little better. He's only ever lost to guys that have either fought for the title or won the title. So it's, you know, he beats everyone that's not at the top of the game. So he's right there. Number 2, Chuck Liddell.
Oh, shit.
He was the man when I first started watching UFC.
Yeah.
I was pretty young. I was probably like 12-ish, 11, 12. The first time I ever saw UFC on TV, just like UFC Unleashed, old fights. And my sister and her boyfriend and their friends took me to, I think it was Shoeless Joe's, to watch the UFC pay-per-view that was on. And it was Chuck Liddell versus Hanato Sobral, I think is how you say his name. Knocked him out, typical Chuck Liddell style, and that was just the man. Like, right then and there I saw that, and to me, the UFC is UFC Chuck Liddell. There's no other guy. He was the face.
Was it the Ultimate Fighter with him and Tito Ortiz that that door ended up getting ripped off, or
no, the door got ripped off by Rampage.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. That was good. That, for some reason, I thought that was him.
Yeah. Chuck Liddell, number 2. Number 3 for me, GSP. You gotta have him on there. Canadian.
Similar. Well, I mean, he's number 1 on my list.
I was gonna say, he's, when it comes to, if we're gonna start talking about best fighters, he's in that conversation. If he's not in your top 3, I don't know what you're doing. I hate to say it, but I almost don't respect your list. If he's not in your top 3 MMA fighters of all time, like,
what are you watching? How long have you been watching? Maybe if you got into
how long have you been watching?
Yeah.
That's a fair point. But yeah, GSP
for sure.
Canadian, similar to a Damian Maia, a very respectful fighter. Even when people were talking shit to him, okay, we'll see what happens when we get in there. He beat them. I actually rewatched a lot of his fights recently. Pretty much every single one from first fight in the UFC on. And I think it's underrated how dominant he actually was in his fights.
Yeah.
He caught a lot of hate that, he was a boring fighter. He didn't finish fights, which is kind of true. But in the fights he didn't finish, he was dominant. Like, he wasn't just taking them down and pinning them down. He throwing a ton of ground and pound. Like, he was damaging them. Like, he was inflicting a ton of damage. He wasn't getting the stop.
Yeah, he's about strategy.
That's his philosophy. I've heard him say, again, something along the lines of, if you look for the knockout, it's not going to come. If you look for the submission, it's not going to come. I got to go in there, fight my game. If the knockout's there and I get it, great. If the submission's there and I get it, great. If not, I'm there to win.
Yeah.
And he did. All but 2 fights, he's got one of the best records of all time.
Yeah, even and like when he was coming back, I was really worried that it happens to pretty much everybody. It just happened to McGregor. It's happened to all the greats, really, when you think about it. Like Rousey, when she came back. And it's like, I didn't think he was going to win, and he fucking won. And
you didn't think he was going to beat Bisping?
You know what, man? I like Bisping too, man. I do. I think he's a good fight. Did you know that he has a fucking glass eye?
Yeah.
God, I didn't know that.
He pulled it out in like the podcast or something after his career.
That's fucking wild.
People didn't know, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I just found out like 2 weeks ago.
I knew about the injury to his eye. I knew it was severe. I knew he was effectively like 90% blind, I think. Maybe the number's wrong, but a ton of damage to that eye. Yeah. I don't think anybody knew it was a glass eye until he did that.
That's nuts. It looks pretty good when it's in his head. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah. To fight with one eye like that it makes no sense.
And it wasn't like, I think in his prime, I never would have thought Bisping could beat him. It's just that he's been fighting. Yeah, you know, and Pierre he wasn't fighting. He hadn't fought for like 5 years. I know.
He's always been in shape.
Yeah.
Even when he hasn't been fighting, he's been in the gym. So, yeah, I could see it. How good he was. How she was sure he hadn't fought, but he'd been training.
He was still there.
He trained with the best of the best.
Like, he's still, yeah.
Some say he looked better than ever.
What's the weight? What is the weight difference between him and McGregor? Bro, if there was ever a money fight, that's the fucking fight.
Well, actually, McGregor's fought at 170. He's fought Diaz one time at 170.
Yeah.
That was GSP's weight class.
Isn't that the one he lost, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know if he's interested in doing that.
So GSP spent his career at welterweight 170. The Bisping fight, he came back at middleweight 185, so he's a bit bigger now. McGregor started as a 145, won the belt there, ran away up to lightweight 155, and then he had the one fight against Diaz at 170. I'm not sure he had a second fight at 170 or not. I can't remember. I don't think so, but
I don't know.
And then
I'd like to see, have Diaz and Poirier fought before?
I don't know.
There's so like the whole.
They've talked about it. I saw.
Is Khabib officially retired?
Not yet. He's dragging it on.
Yeah, something needs to happen there. We need to figure out this champion for that weight class, cause.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to me what he's doing. Like, he's literally saying, "I'm retired," but like,
but maybe.
And Dana White's all like, "Well, you know, if he's gonna come back, like, we got to leave the belt on him because money. You know, money. We need that money. We can't just bring him back for a fight. We need the belt, more money." It's like, you know, vacate your belt, put it on someone else, start building your next star. Like, in my opinion, you're hurting the rest of the weight division.
Yeah.
If you don't, you know, release the belt to someone, it could be, you know, make a decision. So.
All right, so number 4?
So those 3. 4, Jon Jones, your favorite.
It's just, look. It's not. Here's how I feel about Jones. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's like if me and you were playing Monopoly, and for what's his record?
I believe it's 27-1-1.
Okay, so if me and you were playing Monopoly and I win 27 times, and then on the 28th time you found out I was cheating, wouldn't you question the other 27 times?
Not necessarily, because I think that's a slippery slope. When you're saying you can say a guy who passed all his drug tests in all these fights.
But they changed the way they tested. Right?
And
they changed the way they tested and made it more in-depth and more
when USADA came
accurate.
When USADA came in, there was a lot of changes, and there was a lot of fighters whose careers started to take a bit of a dive, and it was, you can only speculate, but some of them started looking physically different, and it kind of opened your eyes to how much of this was really going on.
Yeah.
How many guys were taking steroids, some sort of PED.
Same with wrestling. Like, there's an era where it's just like everyone just starts looking deflated.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like, well, it's a little obvious what's going on here. But, USADA comes in and he's had other fights where, he's clean. He tests, all his tests go through fine, they're negative, whatever. And if you're going to argue that, well, because he tested positive fight number 28, then he was probably cheating fights 1 through 27. Mm-hmm. How can we say guys who have tested 1 through 27 and haven't just got caught at 28? It's like, if Anderson Silva, same thing. If that's going to be the way you're going to go about it. He had a fight, I forget which one actually, but he tested positive for whatever steroid it was. And him and Jon Jones actually used the same defense. They went to the whole, I took a little boner pill and it had, some whatever in it. Whatever.
That was his official defense?
For one of them, pill? For Anderson Silva, 100% that was his official defense.
Yeah.
I know the tainted supplement one comes up a lot, and there's some validity to it. I don't know if Jon Jones ever got proven 100%.
Well, there was, I think...
I'm not sure.
2 fights that he got. He
had
tested
2
positive for the same thing.
What's it?
But it was like a super. It was like a picogram, right?
Yeah,
something like that. We talked about this.
Of whatever it was.
But like my thing is like, it's like it should have been nothing. No matter what was there should have been nothing, right? There should have been zero.
Yeah, there's it's there's going to be some bias from me on this, but there's some validity to the idea that you can get that small of a substance in you because these companies that make these different, whether it's protein powders, creatines, whatever, they make such a large variety of things. The machinery they use to make these
have trace amounts of other powders and stuff like that. I gotcha. That's valid.
Yeah. Was it proven 100%? I don't remember. If I had to say one way or the other, I don't think it was. I don't think it was accepted 100% by whichever athletic commission it was. I think it was.
But these are the kind of things that it's not his performance. It's these kind of things that eliminates him from being on my top 5.
Yeah,
he couldn't.
It definitely hurts the image for sure. But for me, I guess I watch what he does in the octagon, and it's fucking.
And now he's going up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
Right? He's looking thick right now.
The thing for me is you look at a guy like Jon Jones versus Khabib. We've talked about this a lot. And it's, you got Khabib 29-0. You got Jon Jones, again, I think it's 27-1-1. His one loss being a disqualification. Very controversial. Dana White, I've heard, actually wants to try to get it erased still. We're talking a fight from like 10 years ago, something like that. And he's still trying to get his loss erased because what happened was he threw... so just fight from start to finish, quick fight. Fight starts standing up. Jon Jones takes him down, mounts him, ground and pound right off. Jon Jones throwing a ton of elbows. He's throwing some downward elbows, 12-6. It's illegal in MMA. And the referee... he gave him a couple warnings, but eventually stepped in on one of them. And Matt Hamill, the guy he's facing, is on the ground.
Yeah.
And he's kind of out of it, and the ref's looking at him and says, do you want to continue? Can you continue? And he just doesn't say anything. So they stop the fight. And they go, Bruce Buffer's making the announcement. And no one knew until the announcement comes, and he's like, yes, winner by disqualification due to downward elbow. And everyone's like, the fuck? Like, you stopped the fight. Like, you didn't call disqualification. But because the fight was stopped due to an illegal strike, it becomes a disqualification. What a lot of people don't know, so you look at that, it's like, okay, it's a valid disqualification, it's a loss. Matt Hamill is deaf. So when the ref's looking and saying, can you continue, Matt Hamill doesn't fucking know what the fuck's going on. Not only has he been knocked out, but he's deaf. Like,
yeah.
So it's a little... Did Matt Hamill actually know you were talking to him? It's right away people were thinking that. And that's why it's controversial. And he dominated him, and now it's a loss because of the disqualification. So it's, it's a loss, but he wasn't defeated. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. So Jon Jones, Khabib, 29-0, 27-1-1. If you look at what Khabib's done, most of those fights are not in the UFC. They're Russia, whatever promotions. Comes into the UFC, like everybody, first few fights against, low-level, no-name fighters. Absolutely dominates them. Gets his title shot eventually. He defended the title, I want to say, 4 times. Something like that. 3 or 4. Great career, if he's going to call it now. I think he still has a ton left in the tank. But... he leaves it at that. 3-4 title defense. You look at Jon Jones. He won the title. He cleared out the light heavyweight division. He beat Rampage, Rashad, Chael, Shogun to win the title. Lyoto Machida. It's kind of the older era now of fighters, but he cleared them all out.
Yeah.
In came the new bunch. Ovince St. Preux, he's beaten. DC, he's beaten twice. Alex Gustafsson, he's beaten twice. That's cleared out the division in that sense. And then his last bunch of fights is the even newer guys. Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith. He's cleared out the division 3 times. Yeah. It's,
But, see, and it just...
No one, to me, GSP, Anderson Silva included, have cleared out a division 3 times. GSP is the closest argument.
But did he do it clean? This is the problem. Like, what you're saying is right. Yeah. And I understand that. But it's just, it's like in limbo. Like, it's like, I'll never know. And, like, that's why he'll never fully get the credit for, possibly the stuff that he's earned on his own. And that's kind of like, it sucks, but...
Yeah. He did it to himself, and...
I mean, one would think, it would really super be unfortunate, or be super unfortunate. Be super unfortunate if, it was like a, not unknowingly entering his body and he just, But 2 times, once, 2 times, I don't know.
Well, he has other issues too. If we're going to talk about that, you got to talk about... he's getting...
His partying.
His partying, the issue with the gun in Albuquerque or whatever.
Yeah, see, that stuff wouldn't matter to me.
The DUIs.
It's like you can be irresponsible outside. Like, I can separate that from his ability and his skill.
The difference being the steroid stuff affects when you're in the octagon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, that's number 4. Number 5... it's kind of the toughest one because I go through so many different names now that I've liked watching, but I think I've landed on Khabib for number 5. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
We, like I just talked about,
I thought he would have been higher on your list, to be honest.
No. Reason being is just the smaller sample size. Like, I've had more invested into the other fighters. Like, every Damian Maia fight, I watch every single one of his fights.
Yeah.
GSP, I just have seen more from him. He's had, to me, a longer career he has had a longer career, and it's just there's more fights, there's more to think back on, where it's like, oh, I remember this moment. Remember when he fought, remember when he fought Koscheck and destroyed his eye with a jab. Remember when he fought, fucking Nick Diaz, and Nick Diaz was like giving him the finger and shit and whatever, and he just fucked him up. I remember when he fought Johnny Hendricks. Actually, if I had to pick like a favorite fight of his, the moment I was watching it at the bar. It was after work actually, with like Samuels and a bunch of the guys, Sefton, if you remember that.
And
I remember the time, like, I've had more moments like that with like GSP.
And that's the thing. That's with my list.
Same thing with Jon Jones.
It's like, it's not always, like, performance isn't all, like, there's different things. Like, sportsmanship is, like, a category for me. And different, I guess, things that make me interested, like, in, different fighters. There's different reasons for why I like different fighters. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'll go through my list right quick. Pierre is number 1, for sure. For all the reasons we explained, and then he came back and just showed, like, all the people that he could still do it. And in my opinion, he doesn't even need to come back anymore. He's proven everything, and
it looks so good on paper though. What? To just add that also middleweight champion.
Yeah.
Just by the way,
my second, obviously, McGregor. Doesn't have necessarily the best record. But I love what he brings to the table. Like, the amount, this is the thing, like, when I look at current fighters, there's certain people that have done a lot for the sport. Like, even Rousey. Rousey's not on my top 5. But, man, what she's done for MMA is undeniable for, like, women and bringing the spotlight there.
Here's what I have to say, though. Not on Ronda Rousey, because I agree. With Conor McGregor, has he done a lot for the sport, or has he done a lot for the Conor McGregor brand?
I think both. And I think that's part of the plan, and eventually he doesn't want to be, fighting when he's older.
Because I would argue is, Conor McGregor versus Khabib, huge fight, right? Conor McGregor hyped it up, did all the shit he had to do, one of the biggest pay-per-views of all time for the UFC. And, Conor McGregor goes on from that as the loser, and his fights still sell like crazy.
Yeah, he even made more than Poirier in this last fight, like 5 times more. Yeah.
Khabib goes on from that as the winner. Yeah. And, you look at Khabib's pay-per-view numbers, not even close.
Yeah.
It's like, so...
Well, that's the thing.
What did he boost? Did he boost the UFC or did he boost Conor McGregor?
I think that he brought a lot of people that maybe weren't into UFC, into it. Do you know? Yeah. I think new people. When I'm thinking of that about this is why I brought up Rousey's, because like Rousey brought like a whole group,
for
different
me,
group
really
that wasn't watching UFC.
For me, that's what the biggest part of
and
it.
And like I just
she's
think
a pioneer
for sure. And I think on a lesser scale, like McGregor's under her for bringing, I think, new people to the UFC, and that's what I give him credit for. And like, obviously his performance isn't the best. I like his showmanship. Now he's starting to become just like a more positive guy. He's maturing, and it's just
I like the positivity side of him. But
it's a lot better. But I like, as a wrestling fan, I like all the crazy shit he does in press conferences, and like he's one of the best talkers, if not the best shit talker, that the UFC's ever had.
Yeah, probably the best.
And like
maybe number 2. I like
something
Chael Sonnen. For my money, I like Chael Sonnen as a shit talker. Yeah.
Didn't he got booked for some shit too? Didn't he?
Like steroids.
Yeah.
After he fought Anderson Silva and almost beat him, do you remember that fight? Yeah. And then it came out after, and that would have been such a shame if he won, and then it got taken away. It would have been such a waste.
Don't cheat, man. Yeah. Khabib, number 3. I mean, as far as it goes, he's technically probably the best wrestler. But like as you said, it doesn't do the numbers. I think because he's such a quiet dude.
Yeah. For me though, like that's what I like. I don't need the showmanship.
And that's why he's on there too.
Yeah.
Like it's like my top 3. I like them all for different reasons. Like St. Pierre is not necessarily the most exciting to watch, but he's a master of the craft. Like I don't think anybody better than him. But Khabib's skill is undeniable. What's he? 30-0 29 and they're pushing for that.
Hopefully
30.
He's gonna fight for 30.
Who would you want to see him fight?
GSP.
Yeah,
it's GSP or it's. It would have been Tony, but Tony Ferguson lost
his last fight.
So it doesn't make sense now.
Yeah.
If Ferguson were to come back with some big wins, maybe even just one big win, depending on who it is and how he does it, there could be some interest in that fight. But it's GSP or he doesn't need to go back in to fight anyone. All his wins are dominant, so he didn't leave any question marks against anyone for me.
Number 4, Stipe. He's probably the best heavyweight ever.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
And like he's just such a humble. He just seems like such a regular dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And
he's a firefighter.
Yeah,
like he's
just a good, wholesome guy who happens to be fucking dangerous. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He'll be able to kill you if you want.
Yeah, like
especially at heavyweight,
And then I think my number 5 is the reason I actually got into. Well, it's debatable. I guess we could say Ken Shamrock somewhat because he was involved in wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
But Forrest Griffin, my number 5. Dude's just a tank. When I think of like Justin Gaethje, he's just like the new era Forrest Griffin. Like the dude that will just stand better. You think?
Yeah. A lot more skill in Gaethje.
Yeah. All right. I could see that.
But the UFC, all MMA now is just from top to bottom has more skill than the old UFC. Like Forrest Griffin is, to me, like you're saying, like he'll just stand there and bang. He loves to fight. I remember him saying something like, when I get in there, I either like to land a big shot or get hit with a big shot. I just want to know I'm in a fight. Like, I don't care if it's me getting hit. I want to know I'm in the fight, and that's what gets him going. And you can't not respect that as a guy that's willing to go in there and just put it on the line and get
just a beast, man. Yeah. All right. So what are we gonna do next? Okay, you do your hockey teams. Let's get that. Your top 5 teams.
You want
Obviously,
teams?
I know number. Well, do you want to do teams or do you want to do players? Up to you,
I could
man.
do both. I could go teams and I could pick a player off each team, I guess.
Well, just do.
It's not.
Okay. Well, you can. Yeah. Whatever.
We'll
and let's get some snacks
time?
too. Yeah, for sure. Little snack bucket here.
Alright, let's see what we got here. let's go for the first one I grabbed. Is this the? Right. This is what tells you what it is.
Yes, it is. I think I just got some potato chips here. Trying to play it safe. Box is really hit or miss, but it's fun. And they give me like pops and stuff too.
This looks kind of like Japanese goldfish.
Smells like fucking fish. I'm not excited about that. What is that? What do you got?
Some sort of fish-shaped cracker. I guess kind of like a goldfish or whatever.
Sea green, thought to be good luck. Is that what it is?
Open this. Yeah, there it is.
There you go, brah.
Oh yeah, this looks like. I mean, I wouldn't say that looks like a fish, but.
What does it smell like?
Oh, I'm not good at smelling. I don't really get it.
Got that COVID, bruh. I don't know. It looks like a rice cracker.
Oh, that's good. It's kind of like a Cheeto, like a cheesy, but a little weaker.
It's like sweet too.
Yeah, a little bit sweet.
There's like some like glaze on it or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
No, that's not that bad. Oh. Tiara? How do you say that? Tiara.
Yeah, nailed
something
it.
Like that.
Tiara.
Something like that. TAIA. Rare. I think these are some potato chips that smell like fucking fish, bro. I don't know.
I hate fish, but
I'm not excited about that. If it's fish,
I'll eat
just.
it.
I'll eat the one.
I might gag. No, I wouldn't say fish. I would say almost like a sour cream and onion smell.
Definitely. Tastes like seaweed, bro. What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Koikea fried potato seaweed salt chips.
Still got that, still got that potato chip to it, but
not feeling the chip itself. It tastes kind of like a Miss Vicky. It's not bad, but
not my favorite.
I don't fuck with seaweed.
Yeah.
Sushi, I don't fuck with. Yeah, you can.
I gotta get it out here. You can wash it now.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, those chips might be the worst thing that I fucking tried. And those champagne fucking Kit-Kats were really bad.
Yeah, worse than that.
Dude, I have some left.
I didn't think that was
I have some left in the cupboard out there. When we're done, I'll fucking give you one.
I'll try that after.
All right, bro.
Right, so hockey teams. Number one, if you know me, you know Detroit Red Wings
for sure.
Favorite player, I'll do both at the same time because it's the same team. Pavel Datsyuk, not retired now. He's actually in the KHL, but retired from the NHL anyway. For my money, best player of all time. I'll argue that. I know I'm wrong in the argument, but I'm gonna argue it anyways.
Okay. Who do you think people would argue with?
Well, it's Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be not a homer on this pick, it's Wayne Gretzky, 100%. Guy had 2,800 points, more than 1,000 more than second
place. Yeah.
So they say that the fastest player to 1,000 points was Wayne Gretzky. And the second fastest player to 1,000 points was Wayne Gretzky. The second 1,000. So and Mario Lemieux's there with him. Mm-hmm. His career was shortened due to injury and illness and stuff like that. But it's Wayne Gretzky. But for me, Pavel Datsyuk, number one, most creative player of all time. Just the way he handles the puck, the creative, it's off the charts. He plays both ends of the rink, offense, defense. Won, I think, 3 consecutive Selke trophies, so that's the top defensive forward in the league. 3 consecutive. Again, like we talked about with the fighters, a lot of the respect kind of thing right up my alley.
Are you defense? You play defense?
Forward. Yeah. Forward. He's won 4 Lady Byng trophies consecutively, which is the sportsman-like trophy. Mm-hmm. So very respectable guy. Probably the most respected player of all time. He's in there. There's other guys, but no one has a bad thing to say about the guy.
He's in the conversation.
Yeah, but skill wise, if you want to see hockey highlights that are gonna make you go not even how did he do that? How the fuck did he think of that? Mm-hmm. It's Pavel Datsyuk. Not just for me, but for a lot of people. Second favorite team, Winnipeg Jets.
All right.
A few reasons. just number one, they're an exciting team to watch. Very offensively minded, so offense is fun. I've actually been to Winnipeg for a game, Detroit versus Winnipeg. I guess that's 2 years ago now. I actually got to sit front row. First time I've ever been anywhere close, other than like exhibition games. But for
actually, I think we were. I think I remember when you were doing that. We worked together, or
yeah, you were still there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I flew out to Winnipeg. I have a cousin that lives out there. Mm-hmm. Stayed at his place. He's the one who set it all up. He got the tickets. Yeah, front row on the glass, right behind the net. Like, yeah, great time, great memory. And in terms of live hockey games I've seen, even though Detroit lost, probably my favorite one. Just being that close to the ice, seeing it from seeing the speed of the game live that close is exciting, lot different than it is seeing it on TV or even seeing it from live like up top.
Yeah,
it's very different. If I were to pick a favorite, I guess I'll just do a player from each team too. Mark Scheifele, again, a very humble guy, good leader. Good player. Just
he's the captain?
No, he's not actually. Blake Wheeler's the captain, but he's an assistant captain. Blake Wheeler's just been in the league longer. He's also a great player. Like you can't go wrong with either one. Number 3 favorite teams, Edmonton Oilers. Kind of the same reason of Winnipeg. Just exciting team to watch. It goes hand in hand with the player I'll pick, Connor McDavid. For my money, best player right now. Way better than Sidney Crosby. I'll fight anyone on that. He's just the way he skates. Yeah. It's like a new era to hockey. Was him and his age group coming in. It's the way they skate from like a technical standpoint is amazing to watch. The way they, not to get too like technical and nerd out, but the way they use their edges is just impeccable. Like Crosby is known for being good on his edges from a strength standpoint. These guys, the agility, the ability on skates to be going forward, take a step to your left, and then cut to your right. That's McDavid's like move for me. That's his number one move. If I have to pick one of these, he just makes you think he's going one way, and he's so fast goes the other way, and he's gone. It's just highlight reel after highlight reel goal. He's incredible. Number 4, Colorado Avalanche. Yeah, it's gonna be the same kind of theme here. Offense. They got a ton of it. They got Nathan McKinnon.
And them in Detroit have like a pretty decent rivalry.
They had one of the biggest rivalries.
I haven't been paying attention probably for the last maybe like 15 years to be real.
So basically the mid to late 1990s, early 2000s, they're the biggest rivalry in hockey. For 2 reasons. They were 2 of the best teams. I think between the 2 of them from, let's say, I think 1997 to 2002, I think won, 6 cups. I think they won 4 or 5 of them.
Just stacked.
5, oh yeah.
Just stacked.
You're talking Eisenman,
both
Fedorov, Lidstrom, You're talking Forsberg, Sakic, Foote.
Yeah, who was the goalie
there? On which team? Patrick Waugh?
Patrick Waugh,
Yeah, you got Hasek and Osgood in the net for the Red. Like, it's just... But yeah, that rivalry was crazy. The team...
I was getting out of it. I think Dominic Hasek, he played for Buffalo when I was... Did he play for Buffalo?
Played for Buffalo. He got traded to Detroit, I want to say, the summer of 2000.
I remember the trade, but like I always will remember him in a Buffalo jersey.
That's where he started. Yeah.
But phenomenal.
He won with Detroit, but Buffalo is where he was. The rivalry kind of died down because Colorado
lost all their good players and just
basically the team kind of took a dive. It's hard to keep a rivalry up when one team is at the top and one team's at the bottom. Which is funny now because now they've switched. Okay. So Detroit stayed good for a little bit longer.
Now they're not doing well?
No, now they're bottom of the barrel. Last year.
Okay.
Second last is right now. But yeah, so Colorado, favorite player from there. I'm actually not going to go Nathan McKinnon. I'm going to go Cale Makar. Defenseman, young guy. This is his 2nd year. Rookie of the year last year. He's scoring at a pace like a top-tier forward would. It's incredible to actually watch him. Like I talked about with McDavid, the way they play on their skates, the moves they make, just again, not to get too technical, you won't really understand what I'm saying.
It's okay, man.
The fakes on his edges that he scored a goal, or was it a goal or an assist? He had a play the other night anyway, on the blue line with the puck, and he's just walking the line, and just the fake to fake shot makes the guy fall over and just steps around him, head up, finds the pass. Like, it's just incredible to watch from just a skill standpoint. So Cale Makar for the Avalanche. Number 5. See, this is the toughest one, actually. I'm having trouble of thinking who I'd pick here. Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Same reason. That's where the offense is. You got Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point. You got Victor Hedman.
I know defense. None of those guys.
Yeah, not surprised.
None of those names.
Not surprised.
I've known quite a few names you said, but I don't know any of those guys on Tampa.
Yeah, they're mostly Tampa Bay is a team that they were bad. I guess I'll say in 2007, 2008 is when they really started being bad, getting like the top tier picks. So yeah, you wouldn't really know all their guys because they started getting drafted from then on. But favorite player from that team, I'm going to go Steven Stamkos. I like the one-timer. Personally, the most satisfying goal for me to score is his style. There's other players who graded it too. He's one of the best amongst others. It's just so satisfying. You get that pass across, one-timer, boom, in the back of the net.
That's man, I remember when I remember they used to have, you said you had 64 at your place?
N64,
or someone does. Someone at your house has 64.
We have that.
Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. Dog, did you ever play that?
Oh, no.
Dude, find that game, man.
Oh.
It was just always like, I don't know, when you play certain sports games for a while, you figure out the routes to take to get, you know, the goals easy and stuff, and it was just like, the one-timer was the shit. I'm talking like goalie to
still
like
is.
fucking
Yeah,
boom.
it still is one-timer.
My whole thing would be like 21-3, and it would be all one-timers. Like,
yeah, back then especially, but even nowadays, the one-timer is the go-to. The little, even if it's just like a cross-crease tap-in, like cross-crease one-timer.
I like playing street hockey, but I never really played hockey because I can't skate. Like, well,
that's the biggest barrier.
I can skate. But, like, as you said, like, just the moves and the way you have to, like, pivot and stop and then go in an opposite direction or just stop it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I'm not good. I can go really fast. That's about it.
As long as you can go straight.
Yeah.
That's the biggest barrier for hockey is the ability to skate and the equipment.
Yeah.
The price tag on this time and the equipment. It's one of those things that it's kind of sad because we've watched, like, we're in Ontario, Southern Ontario specifically, the GTA, probably the biggest market for hockey. And me specifically, I coach in Mississauga, the MHL, Mississauga Hockey League, and we're seeing registration decline pretty rapidly. When I used to played in the same league, I remember being in divisions with 8+ teams. That was the norm. And now we're talking divisions of like 4 teams. We're combining 2 age groups, and we're still having divisions of 4, 5, 6 teams.
That's crazy.
And every year it's declining, and it has a lot to do, we believe, with the price. It's pretty much all it comes down to.
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to just go buy a soccer ball and some running shoes than it is to buy all the equipment.
No, for real. That's why I took up basketball when I was young. You know, because it's just I just need the ball.
It's a lot easier to start too. You don't have to learn how to skate. Like, if you want to play hockey, if you just throw your kid into hockey and they can't skate, we're there. There are avenues for that. We're there to teach them. We're there to teach them how to skate. But it's hard to get them interested because it's frustrating, especially at a young age, because they can't do it.
Yeah.
They see hockey, whether it's on TV or maybe it's their older brother. Maybe it's their dad, whatever. They see it on TV and they're like, I want to do that. And they get out on the ice and it's nothing like it because you can't really learn how to shoot a puck in the net until you can be on your feet, on your skates. Yeah. Right? You can't play a game until you've learned how to actually move on those skates. So it's a process to actually teach a kid how to skate from scratch. I've actually had to do it. I had a kid, because I don't just coach a team, but we did, what would you call it? I guess like a hockey camp. And this kid specifically was like a beginner, like absolute beginner. He's maybe been on skates on ice like 2 times before this, but we're talking you have to hold the kid up for him to be able to stand. And the key is just keep them happy. Make sure they're happy while they're out there. Don't worry about how fast they're progressing. Mm-hmm. If they're happy and they want to keep coming back, they want to keep coming back, it's going to come.
Yeah.
If you're on them and you're not keeping it fun and you're just focusing on technique, you're doing this wrong, you need to do this, like, they're not going to enjoy it. They're going to go home and be like, Mom, Dad, I don't want to
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So then they're just going to leave and they're going to go try something else. But
understandable.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. That's got to be hard, man. It's good on you for helping.
It's hard,
youth,
but it's rewarding. Like,
for sure.
Once you're finally able to, because you have your stick out and the kid's holding on to the stick as smooth. Once you're finally able to let go of the stick and have him come to you, it's so rewarding, so satisfying to know. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, so we did fighters, hockey teams. Let's do boner jams, man.
Boner jams.
Let's do it. Let's somewhat. We were trying to talk about this. I don't know. Did you come up with a definition? We could just do this on the fly.
Yeah, so I basically clarified where this came from. So our buddy Marco is actually the one who, I guess, told me about it. And basically, I texted him yesterday. I was like, you got to clarify this for me so I can explain it properly.
Okay.
He got it from, I guess there's a guy on YouTube who would basically refer to 2000s, early 2000s rock music as boner jams.
Okay.
And the phrase itself comes from the movie 40 Year Old Virgin. I've never seen it, but I've looked up the clip, and basically it's, I don't know the characters, but the one guy brings a box of porn over to the guy's house, and one of the movies is labeled Boner Jams 2003 or something like that. So that's where the phrase comes from. That's where the phrase comes from, and then this YouTube guy turned it into a music thing, and then we kind of took it. And
yeah, we would always listen to Boner Jam playlists at work and shit. That was dope. All right, so top 5 boner jams then. You want to go first?
It's up to you. You want to go first this time?
All right, I'll go first.
All right, we'll mix it up.
All right, Rock Show, Blink-182, number 1.
Great song.
For sure.
Didn't play it at the concert. But, that's the one
weird.
song.
And then I remember you were singing it like the line was moving at a snail's pace.
As we were leaving, the whole time, and I was trying to get the whole crowd. I wanted everyone to do it.
And you got some other people sometimes.
I got some people to do it, but the problem was they would do it once with me, and then they'd stop. And then I'd get another few people to do it once with me. And, I wouldn't shut up. I must have annoyed a lot of people.
That was dope. That was your first concert, right?
First and only concert.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If there's fucking concerts, we gotta go to something.
Yeah.
All right, so Rock Show, number 1. Only One by Yellow Card. Do you know that band?
I know the band. I don't know that I know this song.
Oh, man.
They do Ocean Avenue.
They do, yeah. It was from the same record as Ocean Avenue. Actually, that Ocean Avenue record is pretty solid. This third one, I was like, on the fence, but I felt like it met what I knew as a boner jam. Time of Your Life by Green Day. Yeah?
Okay.
No?
I like the song. I like the song, but for me personally, maybe not. So
Marco,
much.
Hit me up. Let me know if Time of Your Life is a boner jam.
I don't hate it, but
for the sake of this, I'm fucking saying it's a boner jam.
I'd accept
All right.
it. Yeah.
The Middle, Jimmy Eat World. I mean, come on. You can't mention like emo or like that kind of music without fucking mentioning Jimmy Eat World. And this was hard. I was kind of like, because there's a few that I like. I'm actually, I mean, not a big fan of the band, but Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy.
I like that song.
Yeah. It's a pretty good. That album is actually pretty solid.
You don't like the band, eh?
No, not entirely. No, like that one album I like from Under the Cork Tree, and then maybe 1 or 2 songs outside of that album. But
I can think of like a few songs, like Sugar We're Going Down.
Yeah, that was the first one that. Yeah, that's one of the ones that are not on that album that I like. Yeah. What about you, man?
Well, all right, number 1, Blink-182. Every single song.
Every single song.
That's just cool. Again, just like hockey in Detroit. If you know me, music, it's Blink-182.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
We just talked about that's the first and only concert I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was fun.
One of the best times I've ever had. If I had to pick a song, What's My Age Again? That's my number 1. Okay. I was actually shocked to find out in my head for whatever reason. To me, that was like their number 1 song. When I think of Blink-182, it's What's My Age Again?
The biggest song?
Yeah, I was shocked to find out that I'm pretty much the only person I've ever talked to that feels the same way. It's always all the small things.
All
or
the
I
small
miss
things.
You.
All the
small things was probably the most successful.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's what I've been told. So
I'm not sure though. So you know, if there's anybody fact checking, there's not. But you know,
I'm not saying What's My Age Again was more successful. I'm just saying for me, that's your
favorite. Yeah, that's what it's about. Your favorites, man.
So that's the one. Done it at karaoke. Like that's my.
Yeah. Actually, you and Haley did it at karaoke, didn't you? Yeah, I saw that shit. That was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, Blink-182, What's My Age Again, number 1. Number 2, if this song isn't on my list, Marco's gonna kill me, but I love the song myself. Fever for the Flava, Hot Action Cop. That is the epitome of Boner Jam to me.
Fuck.
Do you know that song?
I feel like...
Do you think that I could get some jiggy jiggy?
Oh, yes, I do! Dude, that's hilarious!
Yeah. Love that song.
I haven't heard that song. The video is weird too, isn't it?
I don't know that I've even seen the video, to be honest.
And they have if it's the video I'm thinking of, there's like a liquor store and they call it Beaver Liquor.
Maybe
in the video.
I'm
pretty sure it's that song.
If you listen to the lyrics, that sounds like that could definitely
definitely
be it.
All right, so that's number 2.
Number 3. Number three. What would I go with? Teenage Dirtbag.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like that band's only good song too.
Yeah,
but it was a good one.
I'm not sure I know another song by them, to be honest.
No, I don't either.
But
definitely one hit wonder.
Yeah, that song will get me going. Number 4. Good Charlotte, the anthem.
Boo.
No, you're not a fan, eh?
I'm just not a fan of Good Charlotte in general.
Not even the song, though, eh?
No, not really. I don't know. I remember back in high school, I got, teach their own, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like Good Charlotte all you want. But I got this custom shirt made that said Good Charlotte sucks. Fucking, I missed that shirt. But yeah, they disappeared for a bit. Are they still doing music?
I have no idea.
I remember that song. They were really big back in the day, but I never liked them.
Yeah.
So was that number?
No, that was number 4.
4.
Number 5. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm having trouble saying that. I have a number 5 in my head, but I'm just trying to think. Like I feel like there's a song that would
play it on guitar.
Be better. No. No, I don't know. But anyways, I'll go with. I was just about to say I'll go with Sum 41. I'll go with Fat Lip.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Another song I've done in karaoke.
Yeah.
Good song for me again. That's right at the Boner Jam alley. Just
they were. Yeah. They were on there for my list.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking. I'll save superheroes for last because I know you're not into that, and I'm actually really curious who you pick because I know it's not your shit.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to it. Yeah.
All right, comedy movies. You can go first, sir.
Comedy movies. Okay, so similar to Blink-182, I'm going to start off with every American Pie movie. That's
dope.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Again, if I have to pick one, I'm going to go the original.
Yeah, we talked about American Pie for like quite a few times.
Yeah, that's
even the shitty ones are still watchable, you know. Beta House and fucking The Naked Mile.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first 4 are the best.
Yeah, so there's the original series of them, and then there's the spin-offs.
Yeah.
So if you're talking just American Pie, American Pie 2, American Wedding, and then American Reunion, like those, all 4 are better than all the spin-offs, probably.
Oh, for sure.
But all of them, that's just right up my alley. Silly, you know. I'm not a big like movie buff in terms of like I like the cinematography. I want to sit down. I want to laugh. I want it to be silly. Totally.
Especially if it's a comedy, you know. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah.
So American Pie. I'll pick the first one. Number 2, Superbad.
Hey.
Yeah. One of the most quotable movies for me anyway. It's one of those movies where there's all those the quotes that everyone goes that are hilarious. And then for me, there's so many like subtle little ones that like people don't even remember, but some of them are the ones that make me laugh the hardest. Yeah, like
for us, just that.
Yeah. The scene where Seth comes out and his car is towed away, and McLovin is. He's like, why would you park in the staff parking lot? Because you're not staff. And it's silly, it's dumb, but it makes me laugh every time.
I really like the dude, I can't remember his name right now, but he fucking hits Jonah Hill with his car.
Oh, I don't know his name, but I know you're talking about.
I didn't even effing see you, and they're in the car. It's like, so you guys have MySpace?
Yeah. Literally, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Like, yeah, no, that's a fucking a gold one.
The best quote for me in that movie though is just like, when they're playing soccer or whatever, and the guy who's like, "Come on, Evan, we're down by 2 points," and he's like, "Greg, it's soccer. It's soccer." He's like, "Hey, fuck you, man," and he's like, "Hey, why don't you go piss your pants again?" He's like, "That was like 8 years ago, asshole." Yeah, people don't forget that line. People don't forget. It's just, yeah, it sticks with me.
Yeah, it's good, man.
So yeah, that's number 2. Number 3, Waiting.
I fucking love that movie. Yeah.
Having worked at a restaurant for 8 years, so much of it just rings true.
Batwing.
The comedy's, it's obviously exaggerated, but that's, for the most part, kind of...
Who's your favorite in that movie? The thing is, like, there's so many funny people, right?
I'm gonna go with Dane Cook's character.
Yeah?
Whatever, I forget his name, but... reason being is that's who I relate to the most. Just the guy who's been there. You can clearly tell he's been there a long time. He's just frustrated with the whole place. There's a scene where they're doing, I guess, like a little pre-shift meeting, and the manager's like talking about them, like, we're a team, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna this. And he's just like, right after he's like so sarcastic, like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, oh god, I can't wait to
he's so pretended to be hyped up.
Yeah, I can't wait. Then it's just
I like when they're fucking waiting and they have like 5 minutes left till the restaurant closes, and they're all in the back. Like, there's like 3 guys in the back. Someone walks in, and they just start throwing everything.
He's like grabbing like nacho chips, and he's throwing it up in the air.
That shit's gold.
It's just, that's exactly it. Like, when you're closing, and someone brings that order in, and 5 minutes before close, it's just, it's so
super relatable if you've worked in a kitchen for sure. My favorite though is that freaking the loud, obnoxious lady. Who's like, she goes out and she'll be super polite, but then she goes in the back and be like, wash the fucking dishes! Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And I can name like probably at least 3 different people that we worked with that would remind me of.
Tanita for sure. Yeah. Love Tanita.
Yeah. Not afraid to yell at someone, put them in their place, that's for sure.
So what was that, number 4?
That's number 3.
Number 3, alright.
Number 4 starts getting a little broader for me, tougher to actually narrow down. I'm gonna go with The Hangover.
Hey, alright.
Yeah. I don't know, just whatever it is about it, just always found it funny.
It is funny.
The idea of just, a night you don't remember. I've had plenty of those, so there's a bit of relatability there, and it's kind of movie where it's silly, and it's, you know, you look at like the American Pies or it's so obvious what's gonna happen. Yeah, you're just along for the jokes.
It doesn't always need to keep you guessing or, you know, make you think to be good, you know.
Yeah, for me, for The Hangover, it was like, it's just what would happen next, not in like a genius writing way. It's just, you know, were you expecting them to go find like they're gonna go to like the wedding chapel or whatever and find out that Stu got married to like a hooker? It's just like, to me, like, it's funny, it's silly. It's like, just imagine doing that, going to Vegas, getting drunk, and being like married now. Like, I don't know.
You been to Vegas?
No, never.
No. I'd like to go eventually, maybe sometime. I'm not a big gambler though. I just go for the experience.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about it because I'm weird. I'm either like very on one side of like, I'm not gonna gamble, not gonna drink, or I'm on the other side where it's like, fuck yeah, let's go to the casino, let's get hammered. So it's like, if I go to Vegas, which side of me is gonna come out? Am I just gonna be like, I don't want to be here, like I don't want to whatever, or am I just gonna go off the rails and spend way too much money and what?
Yeah, I feel like Vegas is the kind of, you're gonna go, you fucking go, and you go hard, and
yeah. Otherwise, what was the point?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's number 4, The Hangover. Number 5. I'm between 2. Both Adam Sandler movies, both old school, of course. I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore.
We have a similar movie, bro.
Happy Gilmore. It's between that or Billy Madison. I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore. Just hockey player turned golfer. Like, it's got that hockey element. That's kind of what separated. Yeah, I think they're equally as funny to me.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's for sure his. I mean, that's my favorite. Like I really like your list, and you're mentioning like Waiting and shit. I fucking love those movies, and those are like definitely honorable mentions. Waiting and Superbad on my list. Mm-hmm. American Pie's up there too, but they wouldn't be top 5. Happy Gilmore is my number 1.
Nice.
It's my favorite. Adam Sandler just, I don't know, nowadays people talk a lot of shit about him, but I mean, he's done it all himself. He's found what he's good at, and that's what he does. If you're a fan of his, good. Yeah. If not, this dude makes a living doing this shit, and he did it his way, and I got nothing but respect for the dude. I Love You, Man. Jason Segel and Paul Rudd. Dude, you gotta see that. You gotta see that. No better time than the present. It's full of, if you've seen it, it's full of a lot of like those like quotable moments. Yeah. It's really funny, and I just love those two guys. Third, Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. My favorite Kevin Smith movie. Big stoner movie. Mate, you don't smoke a lot of weed, I don't smoke weed at all. Yeah. So that might not be up your alley because it's a big stoner movie. But have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen it, but you'd be surprised.
A lot of good people in it. Will Ferrell's.
I'm not a stoner, but there's a lot of things that people say are like stoner things that
you might like. It's silly, right? That's the thing. Yeah. Like some people, if you're not stoned, to be like, "Oh, this is fucking immature" or some shit.
Perfect.
But, yeah. So check it out, man. You might like it. Black Sheep, Chris Farley. Never seen that shit. No. Chris Farley and David Spade. Old? Yeah, it's fairly old, like 90s, mid 90s, early 90s, I think. But it was the second movie he did with David Spade, and there's something about, he's someone that I consider, and I've talked about this a lot on here, and I've been thinking about it, like, because my influences aren't the same as, like my favorites. Like I'm not influenced by like Joe Rogan and Chappelle and what. So I was really trying to think of people that influence my style of comedy. Mm-hmm. And like Chris Farley's just one of those guys. Super silly, just, sometimes loud and obnoxious and just like kind of all over the place and never too serious. Jim Carrey, that kind of shit. Yeah. Same with Pauly Shore or
Jim Carrey. I didn't even think of Jim Carrey when I was thinking. He's got some good ones.
But yeah, so number 5 is The Big Lebowski. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my god, the Coen Brothers' best movie. It has.
I've heard of it.
The thing is, when you see the people in it, like it's John Goodman, Steve Buscemi.
I feel like I've seen like a clip of it.
And like these guys, I would never think of being. Like, I don't think of them as comedic actors. Like, don't get me wrong. Buscemi's pretty diverse, and he can be really funny if he needs to be, but John Goodman just kills it. He's, like, the funniest part of the whole movie. And Jeff Bridges. Mm-hmm. Just those 3 names. They're not usually associated with comedy, but this movie is just so well done, And these are kind of, like, they're, I guess, what some people would label smart comedy. Mm-hmm. I don't like to say that shit a lot, but yeah. So,
gee, one movie I've thought of just now that there's no going back or to give the list, but I'd sub in is Step Brothers.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Gotta mention that.
Fuck.
I missed that one.
That's the thing. Comedies, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's hard. Like I said, Superbad was there. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is also one of my favorites. I didn't even say any Jim Carrey movies, and Jim Carrey's like. Probably.
For me, the Cable Guy is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, Cable Guy's good, man. Manly likes Cable Guy, but he's just. Jim Carrey just has just a lit. Like almost all his movies are fucking phenomenal. So now we're on to superheroes, bro. Last one.
It's gonna be the most interesting one.
Did you come up? Do you have 5?
Yeah, I have some ideas.
All right.
So that's for me. Yeah, I'm not a big superhero guy. Like I honestly can't say I've really I'm gonna pick names of superheroes that I've probably never even seen a movie of. Okay. But I thought about, I'll go off my list and based on what I think would be like the coolest superpower to have and something like that.
All right.
And I'll start off classic Superman. Just the typical, the good guy.
He's got all the good shit.
Yeah,
right?
Typical good guy. The typical superhero. So I'll go Superman number 1. Number 2, the Hulk.
All right.
Yeah, just being huge, strong like that.
Sometimes I feel like the Hulk when I'm angry like that. I wish I was actually that size.
For me, yeah. The Hulk, I guess. All
right.
Number 3, I was thinking, like I said, like what superpowers would be cool to have. I was thinking like invisibility.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of think what superheroes even do that, because again, I'm not. So I guess the girl from the Fantastic Four, they just call her the Invisible Girl, yeah. I guess I'd go with her. Just, the invisibility.
Invisibility's always been like...
I think it's just a neat idea.
That's definitely like it's more of like a villain power. Like, what would you do if you were invisible? A bunch of bad shit. I'd go rob a bank.
It's hard to do
sure.
Good. It's hard to do good stuff. You'd have to be like the dark hero in that sense.
Yeah.
A Robin Hood style, where you're stealing, like, to like help people or some shit.
Yeah.
So that's number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4. Again, just thinking, the Flash, super fast.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, the speed, like, that's sick.
Yeah.
Just be able to I'm here and all of a sudden I'm there, like, want to see me do it again? Like, I know that line anyway. Just the super speed. Yeah. That would be pretty sweet.
For sure.
And number 5, I guess maybe I'd go Spider-Man.
Alright.
Yeah. The ability to shoot webs and do stuff like that.
The strength and the reflexes.
Yeah.
You'd be able to crush it as a hockey player if you were fucking Spider. Oh, fuck.
I wouldn't even have to, like, skate in. I wanted the puck, I'd just...
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It'd be killer.
Yeah, so mostly just classic guys for me, nothing too...
Yeah, Superman, I think, definitely has, like, the best abilities. My issue with Superman has always been, like, alright, so, like, I'm just going to use Batman as an example. But like,
so favorite,
exactly. So Superman has all these abilities. He's an alien, you know, and he can do all these crazy things. But if you a 5-year-old with some kryptonite could take out Superman, and that's the problem. Like, there's no 5-year-old in the world that would be able to take care of Batman.
No,
with anything. It doesn't matter. They could have a tank. It's not happening. Point. And that's kind of... But, like, as far as abilities go, like, yeah, if I could be anybody, I would for sure want to be Superman.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. When you really think about it. If he's that easily defeated, how super is he?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's definitely OP with the powers, but his weakness is just horrible.
The only question would be is how... Again, I don't know. You could probably answer.
How do you get
kryptonite? How easy is it? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Somehow everyone always had, that kryptonite is always in the wrong hands in the comic books and the movies and shit. They always have it. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
So...
It's around.
It is what it is. Yeah. But, dude, let's try this fucking bad choices thing. So, got this little card game, I guess you could call it. But we're not actually going to play it like a card game. Just going to... I'll do the first card just to kind of break the ice.
So you're reading this for me, or you're reading for yourself?
I'm reading for myself, and so it's like each card says. So this card is: do you prefer to be on top during sex? See, I was hoping that like these cards would spark like stories and stuff like that, but this one's pretty straightforward. No. Most of the time I am on top because I'm a fucking man. Fuck hard. But you don't do anything when you're on the bottom, and that's the best.
It's easy.
That's why I like blowjobs. You know what I mean?
Depends who you got on top.
That's fair. That's fair.
They don't know what they're doing. It's like.
But yeah, definitely. No.
No.
You go, Kev.
Struggling here.
I know. I fucking ripped the box when I was trying to open it.
Do you think you masturbate more than the average person?
What is the average?
What's the average?
Okay, so let me figure out. I'm gonna Google the average.
Okay, well let's guess. What do you think average?
What do I think the average is? Okay. What are we doing? Like
we're saying average
weekly
person.
Average? Let's go per week. Just
per week?
Okay, I'll say 3 to 4 times a week. Yeah, I'm going to say 3-4 times a week. What are you saying? That's the average. That's the average.
I guess no, I'd go higher, like 5'6". I feel like most people would do it at least every day. I don't know.
Well, let's find out, sir.
Let's see what Google says.
What is normal? What is too much?
There's not often? Just like a... I thought that would be like a quick answer.
2 to 3 times per week says 23%. A few times per month that's what it says. So
that's average?
That's average. 2 or 3 times a month. I'm definitely the average then. Yeah, I feel like I think it all depends whether you're single or not. You know, that's a big factor.
That makes a difference.
Because when I'm single, I definitely do it more, but like...
Yeah, no...
Like when my girl's on her period, that week or whatever, I definitely masturbate more then.
No. Yeah, for sure, probably.
That's a fucking low average, though, bro.
Yeah, that's surprising. I feel like a lot of people are lying, really.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Ashamed or something. Like, yeah, totally. Just 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And it's actually 2 or 3 times a day. In my peak, bro, I've probably done like 5-6 times in a day, bro. Just fucking brutal. Just fucking half hard at the end. And I'm still coming out little fucking nerd pellets of cum. Just tiny ass. All right, so...
Just whatever you can get.
Would you date someone who made half as much money as you? Yeah, I mean, for sure. I don't think, I mean, as long as you guys can survive and live comfortably, I don't think it necessarily matters exactly how much, the other person makes.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's also so, like, what if I'm a millionaire?
It's fucking easy.
They're making $500K, like, I don't know. It seemed easy. Have you ever hired a stripper for a party? No. Never.
No. Would you?
No. I've never even been at a party with a stripper.
Fuck,
no,
I don't
know
like
that I'd hire a stripper for a party.
I'm not a fan. The only time I've been to strip clubs 2 times in my life, and they were both to buy drugs. So stripping's just not my thing. Like I don't know. There's nothing that turns me on about paying somebody to get naked.
That's what it's to get past that part for some people is like.
Teach their own. I'm not judging. If that's your thing, fucking do your thing. Live your life how you want, but it's never been my thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Do one more each. Would you sell one of your kidneys for 100,000? 10,000.
It's too much money, eh?
Maybe not 10,000. Maybe that's a little low. Maybe I would do that. You can live alright. I mean, I don't know. I would have to do some research, but I feel like I would absolutely sell my kidney for 100,000.
Yeah,
if it was real.
You can lose a kidney.
If someone was like, "Here's 100,000."
Yeah.
Take it, and then we'll bring you to remove your kidney.
Yeah, I guess you're not necessarily compromised. Well, I guess you were compromised.
I don't really know what would change in my life. Like, what would I have to do differently? I don't really drink, right? Is that but that's drinking? I don't know.
Could affect kidneys.
I'd have to look into it, but 99% sure I would sell my kidneys for 100 grand.
Alright, if your partner wanted to have sex with you with full clown makeup on, would you be down? No. I wouldn't be able to get past that. Like,
I don't have sexy clowns.
I disagree. I don't think there is such thing. To me, I don't know.
Are you afraid of clowns?
No, I'm not
afraid of clowns. What's your biggest fear, Kevin?
My biggest fear?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's hard to pick because like I'm not super afraid of anything. I have fears, much as I don't have fears. Like, but I'm trying to think of something that stands out.
Heights is my main thing, but I've always been the kind of guy that like I've gone bungee jumping. I'm never the kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm afraid of this. Like, I fucking conquer that shit, and I don't really let it control me. But at the same time, it's like I'm not trying to go on a balcony that's higher than the 3rd floor. You know what I mean?
Really?
Legitimate.
Even just a balcony?
Nah, bro. Fuck that.
No, I can do heights.
I've been on them. Don't get me wrong. I've been on them. I just don't like being on them. Like, I'm on edge.
Yeah.
I don't like being super high.
It's not a thrill for me. like heights. Like some people, that's a thrill.
Yeah.
It's not a thrill for me, but it's not necessarily a fear.
I like roller coasters, and like the bungee jumping was definitely a thrill. But
I used to be, not anymore. When I was younger, I guess I'd say I was a little bit afraid of roller coasters.
Yeah.
I did them, but for a little bit, I didn't like roller coasters. But I do them now. I'm better with them.
Another thing that terrifies me, but I'm never gonna have to deal with them unless I like move to another, I don't know, country. Natural disasters, just like hurricanes and tornadoes and like volcanoes, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, for me, it's out of my control, right? So I don't think about it.
Well, that's why it scares me.
It's even worse for you.
There's
like that. It's out of control.
There's no way to really control it. I mean, unless you believe that the government is controlling weather with HAARP. Google it.
I guess if I had to pick a fear, I don't really like snakes.
Snakes?
Which is weird because I used to have snakes.
Yeah.
And I was fine with them. I've held snakes. I've had like the big snakes over the shoulders, stuff like that. But it's actually gotten more and more as I get older, and I guess as I've been away from them, they creep me the fuck out.
Yeah, I used to not like snakes, and I had this it was a relatively small snake, California King. It was like white and black, really cool looking snake. And my girlfriend got it. I had a cat, and I remember coming home from work one day, and like the lid to the tank was off, and I was like looking. His name was Zero, and we were looking around. Well, I was looking around for him, and couldn't find him, and I was just worried that the cat, whose name was Lady, she like fucking got it and fucked it up.
Yeah.
And so, if you know a snake, I was like looking under dressers and things like that, and I found it.
Yeah.
And it had like a little cut on it.
Yeah.
I could see that the cat clawed it.
Because cats actually kill snakes. I didn't know this. It's actually funny that we bring this up. I learned this yesterday. I was watching a video on Instagram or something, and it's these 3 dogs are like going at the snake because they're protecting a cat, and it's like a little kitten. And the one dog actually like grabs it, bites it, throws it, like fucking went after it. And I started reading the comments. I was like, I found it pretty crazy that this guy's just filming his snake with a dog, and people were saying like, yo, like the cat actually would have killed the snake. The dogs really didn't have to. Maybe because it was a kitten and it was like a sheltered like pet, maybe it would have struggled. But yeah, I learned that cats actually kill snakes. That's crazy. The hell out of me.
But I felt super bad for him, man. And I remember, and it's a snake, not cuddly animals, right? And I remember, like, looking at him and being like, oh. And I, like, brought him close to my chest, and I was, like, petting him. I felt so bad that he was all hurt. And, like, from that day, like, I had kind of... Up until that point, I was a little weird. I was like, I'm not trying to go out of my way to hold this thing. Yeah. It's fucking creepy. It could possibly bite me. I'm obviously not going to die, but, like, I was avoiding it at all costs. And then from that point on, something happened. I felt bad for it, and then I was like, oh, it's just a thing that can get fucked up too, you know? Like, just another thing that's trying to avoid death.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah. I used to have, I think we had 3 snakes at one point, but I think we had 2 at the time, and one of them actually got out of its tank somehow. No idea. I guess it just popped the lid up enough to slither out, and couldn't find it. And this was right around the time when my grandfather had passed away. This was like the 2nd grade, and we were at the funeral. We were in like the room. What do they call it? It's when they're like in the casket, and you can go like up to the casket and do your prayers or whatever. Say, I forget the term for that.
I don't know, viewing. I don't know.
Viewing, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
We're at the viewing, whatever, and we're near the casket, and we're, telling some relatives about what happened with the snake. Yeah, the snake got out, we can't find it anywhere. It got away from its tank, whatever. We go home, and this, mind you, had been, like, probably about a week the snake had been missing for. We go home, and, like, that same day, and the snake's back in the tank. So we're like, that's some fucking spooky shit. It's like...
Maybe it was like under. Yeah. I mean, you said it's a big snake.
We cleared out the tank. Yeah. And it was just one of those weird, like, I'm not like a big believer in ghosts and stuff like that, and I don't necessarily think it's bullshit. I just whatever, I'm not too into it. But that was like the one moment in my life where I've seen like that's supernatural. Like this is if our grandpa heard us and was like, "Oh, you want your snake back?" Like here, I fucking went and got it. So yeah.
What kind of snake was it? Or do you know?
I don't know. It was kind of like a typical.
I mean, up to a certain point. Like when I say, oh, I kind of grown on snakes, and ever since that point. But I mean, if it's big, I ain't fucking with it.
No, this one wasn't huge.
I ain't fucking with it if it's too big. Like Britney Spears at the Video Music Awards, big. Like, bro, never in a million evers am I doing that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
But I guess, dude, we'll wrap her up and get out of here. You can tell these people where to fucking get at you if they want to, or...
I got Instagram at, what's my at? Kevin_Muse? Kevin Muse?
Muse, his name, I believe.
Yeah, at Kevin_Muse.
Yeah, alright.
Found a bit of hockey stuff on there. Yeah.
Cool, dude. Like always, this podcast brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up and use code PillowTalk to save 10%. And also by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 30%. Currently have some merch available. You can click the link below if you are interested. And yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Peace the fuck out.
Peace.